Police remove a cocky snowflake for interrupting Ben Shapiro's speech.
Proponents of the view that slavery is the root of economic inequality also make this argument, that slavery is the root of economic inequality between black Americans and white Americans. And there's clearly and undoubtedly truth to the idea that economic history impacts economic present. Obviously, history always affects the present. Such history can mostly be seen in statistics like the wealth gap, which of course measures accrual of wealth over the course of decades. And so, naturally, redlining in 1960, racist policy in 1960, can have effects on inheritance in 1980, which have effects on wealth ownership in 2019. Of course, that's true. But the continuation of income disparity among races in the United States is today overwhelmingly not the result of racism, Jim Crow, or slavery. Income mobility and disparity is a statistic that should worry us. Honestly, I'm more than happy to have this person ask a question, but this is now the fourth time that we've been interrupted during the speech. Sir, if you can't at least sit down and be respectful to the other, 1,500 people in the room, then get up and leave. I'm simply not going to continue this nonsense until this person leaves, frankly. I'm sorry, I can't continue. This is silly. I appreciate it. Honestly, that's too bad because you heard it. I offered multiple times for him to ask the very first question. I'm more than happy to talk about the points. I'm not more than happy to have someone disrupt the speech for 1,500 other people because he can't keep his mouth shut so long as the speech continues.
I love when these liberal snowflake wannabes, quite honestly, come in and think they're going to have an impact by screaming during a speech. I mean, I'm all about discourse. And I guess Ben basically said, if you want to ask a question, if you want to have a conversation, we'll have a conversation. But that's not what these people want to do. They just simply want to sow chaos and create hostility. Because you know why? They don't have the ability to defend themselves without emotion. We already know that Ben Shapiro speaks in facts, not feelings. And you hear someone in the audience screaming, free speech. No, not always. I mean, you have a right to speak freely against the government. That's who, we don't want to infringe our speech. It's the government. But if someone's giving a speech, or if it's their company, for example, there's a lot of controversy right now about Ben Shapiro and whether or not he can fire people from his company. You know what? That's his company. And he has every right to say who he wants to work there and who he doesn't. Many states are at-will employment states, meaning you can fire without cause, so long as there's not discriminations and things of that nature. But you can fire for no reason. And this is not the government. Ben Shapiro is not the government. So when people's like, free speech, not always the right argument to make. If I were going to be a disruptor, which I never would be because, I don't know, I'm gainfully employed, have a lot to do, and wouldn't spend my free time going to something with which I did not agree to just create a scene that would never have any impact or add to the discourse. But if you're going to do this, try to change minds, try to shift opinion, try to be value additive, but that's never what happens now, is it? Because we all know that these snowflakes and these liberals, it's all about feelings, not facts. Ben Shapiro, however, whole lot of facts, whole lot of statistics, whole lot of data. I think I know who's in the right here. I love seeing these people get kicked out. It's so fun.